the experts that you have in your role. They're really helpful. The notes and the lectures that they give, they are readily comprehensible, and they help a great deal.
Hi, sorry man about the long wait. I apologize. Where are
No,
you based?
it's okay. Hey, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for having me. I'm currently in Toronto. I'm in North York. It's uh, within Toronto. It used to be a city before, but now it's integrated into the bigger Toronto city. So
Got it.
North York is now part of Toronto.
So how did you move? So where did you graduate from, and what did you do in India, and then how did you move? Like just give us some background, right?
Sure, sure. I'll touch upon all
Yeah.
of those things. So I graduated in 2018 from ILS Law College, Pune. It's
Got it.
affiliated to the Pune University. Then I started working with ICICI Bank in the headquarters in Mumbai itself.
Right.
So they really helped me hone my skills in banking finance, and it really shaped my track record and laid my background in banking and finance.
And then you
And
moved.
and
To
then the good part about ICICI Bank is that you have really good sort of industry experts and mentors.
Right.
I mean, and that's obvious. I mean, you can see many of the partners in banking finance practice in a lot of the leading law firms in India are also from ICICI Bank, so that helped.
Right. And then you moved to
Uh,
a law firm in India.
yes, that was after I spent like around almost 3.5 years at ICICI Bank. So this was in April of 2022.
You were in a tier one law firm, right?
Yes. So then I joined Trilegal,
Huh.
and in Trilegal also I joined the banking finance practice in Gurgaon actually,
Got it.
and that also really helped me, and the skills and the
So
experience
why
that
move? But that's my question. Why move after all this?
I know, because I just wanted to, because I was on the payroll of ICICI Bank. I was in their legal in-house team. So the skills and the experiences that I honed, I wanted to sort of go on the other side of the table and do like sort of transactional advisory, and then get into like practice.
Internationally.
Not internationally, nationally, that was not on the cards in April of 2022, to be frank. It was just this thing that oh, you can give NCAs, and if you're a common law lawyer, it's rather easy for you to transition into a Canadian legal setup.
Ah.
uh, but then I think I think July or June of 2022, I got to know about this, and I gave this like a serious thought, and I sent my transcripts to the Federation of Law Society of Canada in Ottawa, got the exams assigned, enrolled for the LawSikho course, and sort of started. I didn't give my first NC exam till sort of June of 2023, because I was still working with Trilegal, and it was not really
Very
possible to
hectic.
sort of shell out time, prepare, and sit for the exam.
So after 1 year, you started properly studying.
That's right. So in this regard, my managers at ICICI and my partners, I should definitely mention, they were really helpful in this sort of international career move, and they were very supportive. So I'm really grateful for that. And then I started giving the exams, and
June
yes,
onwards this year.
yes, I
Great.
gave admin. I've cleared admin, and thanks to the amazing faculty that we have at LawSikho and the study material, it was really handy during the exam. And then in July of 1st of July, which is also the Canada Day, I landed in Canada, and I was here in North York itself. And then I sort of had
How did
already
you
applied.
move to Canada? Tell us this. No, like you have cleared 3 NCA exams as of now, and you have 2 more to go, right?
Right.
But how did the job and the moving happen? Can you tell us some background about that?
Sure. So my wife, actually, she used to work in the US, and she came back to India, I think in 2020 or 2019 actually, and she had done her masters in USA. So it was in US, obviously the immigration system is a little different. She was working there, and the political situation there was not conducive for her to sort of continue, because the H-1B visa, which is equivalent of like the work visa, was
Very hard to
not
get.
getting extended. So she had to come back. But silver lining in the cloud, we met, and she sort of decided to now move to Canada. And I think in early 2022, or basically first quarter of 2022, is when she got her work permit. And then in November or December of 2022, I applied for my work permit, basically piggybacking on her work permit. And then I got my work permit in
Spouse work visa, that one.
Yeah, that's right. In around April of 2022. So, and yeah, that is the thing. I think
But you had not got a job that time because you had to clear NCA. You were still in.
Yeah, I was still working in India.
So how did the job happen then?
Yeah.
So work permit you can get any which ways. It is not so hard, right? Especially if your spouse has got a job and has moved.
Yeah, there are various categories. You can apply for the startup visa. If you have obviously if
those
partner or common law partner also is on work visa, you can obviously move to Canada on a work visa.
But how did you get the job at TD Bank?
Yeah, I'll touch upon that.
Okay.
So when I had ascertained and concluded that like this is now my next career move, which is when I had received my visa and everything. So I obviously did all the concluding formalities at my current job in India, and started applying and just marrying my current skill set and experiences that I have, the track record that I have, which would sort of interpolate with and align with the minimum requirements of the jobs in Canada. So this also I actually discovered after moving here is that people do give sort of credibility to your Indian experience, right? So if you're from an ICICI bank, or let's say you have TCS here in Canada, they have a really good presence. You have Tech Mahindra, and you have Abbott, and various other sort of corporations which have presence in India. So if you have worked in all of those situations, you've worked in those setups, that would really help you sort of find work in Canada.
Very nice.
So my track record was in banking and finance itself. So I wanted to pursue that only. And
good Indian track record is recognized.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Because what a lot of people do is they just move here after doing 12th or like graduating, because if on that minimum requirement, or if on that skill set, if you cannot job a land in India, you should not frankly expect to get somewhere in Canada. I mean, you can, but it'll take time.
Yeah, good.
So
go on.
I landed on July, that is Canada Day. I spoke to a few people at TD, and I talked about my experience, and then this opportunity at TD Bank came around, which was in the regulatory compliance and documentation. So this team in TD actually does not require you to be a Canadian lawyer. It just requires you to be a lawyer somewhere, right? It just requires you to be around legal terminology, legal documents, and
actually, there's a lot of similarity in the banking finance work that you do anywhere. If you do in India,
it's rather standardized.
Yeah.
Because the documentation and all, you don't want to reinvent the wheel every time, because the swiftness with which the transaction moves, it's not conducive to reinvent the wheel every time and have
correct. So this is one big advantage, and if you can do Indian skilled work, you can do international already with some tweaks. And did you do any remote work course with us? You might have had that.
No, I did not do any remote work. Because I was always sort of working somewhere or the other, so I did not sort of had the need to do the remote work. And as soon as I got my visa, I just moved to Canada, and I was here only for like I started working in September of this year, so July and August was giving interviews and just meeting people.
3 months got a job.
Yeah, within 3 months, if you have like focus sort of effort.
And did it matter clearing some NCA exams? Might have added up.
For my role, they obviously sort of, if clearing NCA did not matter, but saying that that you have this in view, that you want to be a qualified lawyer in Canada, you want to sit for the bar, because some of my colleagues are like law students, are like qualified lawyers from Australia, from UK, and so on and so forth, who will be sitting for the bar exam. So that really helps, that you have that legal qualification in view.
And how were we able to help you?
In multiple ways, actually. I mean, to start with, the faculty, the experts that you have in your role, they're really helpful. The notes and the lectures that they give, they are readily comprehensible, and they help a great deal during.
Did you give mocks before attempting the
Yes, I did.
And did that help you to feel prepared?
Oh, definitely, because it really helps you know where exactly do you stand, and it puts you in a real test kind of a situation wherein you're proctored and you have like 3 hours to write, and it really familiarizes you with the reading material, and that is what it is that is required before entering the exam, to know all the nooks and corners of your reading material, because you can't be flipping pages during the exam, right?
You can't expect that it's open book, so I'll not prepare.
Exactly. So the mocks helped in that regard.
Great. Congrats, Divyanshu. What's your next plan? When are you going to?
So my next plan is obviously to get through with all my remainder of NCA exams, do the legal research and writing course that is mandatory for I think 2022 onwards. And and then eventually sit for the bar and solicitor's exam.
And we are there to support you through that.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. And you're still studying, right, for the subjects you have to give?
I plan to give like Consti, I think, in January. So I'll be studying Consti. I'm still studying with him, in constant touch with some of your colleagues.
Great work, Divyanshu. Congratulations. And thanks, I want to ask people to share feedback for Divyanshu, and any questions, any last 1 or 2 questions you have for him. Somebody wants to know your salary, if you're okay disclosing.
This was very interesting that I learned here. In India we would discuss salary openly, but my what's preventing me from quoting the number is that I don't want to be in violation of like TD policy. So even TD colleagues do not end up knowing how much people earn. So I'll give a bigger range for you to make a guess. So in my role, you can easily make around 80k to 100k in a year, right? So now you do the guesswork what the exact number is, but
very nice. $80,000 to $100,000 annually. Very nice. How did you manage your NCA prep and your current employment?
My current employers are really helpful, and as I said, they are in the know of that there is something known as an NCA, and as I said, some of my colleagues recently, I think the bars and solicitor exam had taken place, so one of my colleagues had actually taken leave, and they support their employees in this regard. And this is the good part about many of the employers. If you come here and if you're working with a Canadian employer, they actually sometimes even sponsor your, let's say, bar exam or any additional course that you think you want to do for upskilling. Not only do they support like by providing you with leaves logistically, but they even support you by reimbursing the cost of the course also.
And when do you intend to apply for PR?
Yeah, I will eventually.
After the employment visa.
Yeah, I think once I clear 1 year, so I'll hopefully apply in the Canadian experience class.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very good. Congratulations, Divyanshu. Super awesome.
Thanks.
Some quick feedback, everybody. There are 90 people here. Did this encourage you and tell you that you can do it too? Anybody from any college, anywhere in the country can do it, right? If they put in the effort in a focused way, they build their track record. You built it through Indian job, they can do international work. Can they do this, Divyanshu? What is your honest opinion? And can they clear this exam 2 hours a day if they study for a year or a year and a half?
Definitely. I mean, in terms of jobs, I would say that, do not sort of disregard Indian experience. Whatever Indian experience that you get, or whatever job opportunities or any other opportunity you get, just do it sincerely. Do not. I understand, you have this Canada thing in view, so you sometimes get disoriented and sort of, and not pay heed to what's happening in the present. But sincerely, do all the
Right.
work and mandates that are given to you in your current role, and because that is what you will be banking on in future,
And
right?
opportunity to work is big, huge, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's see, that's what I tell people when they come here. You don't have to do odd jobs when you come to Canada. You don't have to sort of, do what students do. I mean, students have to do it because they're students. They're in undergrad course. They're just after high school and they are here. And it's good to work as a student in all of those sectors, working in the hospitality and other sectors, because you get to know the culture and everything. But if you're a 5-year law graduate, you have like 3 or 4 years on your CV. I don't think you're really required to sort of get into that sector, because I mean, Canada it's not a second grade country, right? It's a G7 nation, so you have multiple opportunities here.
Yeah, super. Great. Thank you for encouraging everyone, Divyanshu. Super proud of
problem at
you.
all.
All the best
Thanks.
for your next move.